Welcome back to my channel. My name's Javier, and inside this channel we create DIYs from woodworking to sewing projects. But for today we are going to be transforming this mirror right here. Yes, I've had this mirror for a while and it's pretty ugly, and I want to transform it into something white so it blends into the wall, so it's not that noticeable but still noticeable. So stick around and I'll show you guys the supplies that you will be needing for this video. The first thing you have to do is, of course, remove the mirror off the wall. Well, it's actually on a stand, so I'm gonna remove it and take it outside. The frame is too bulky. I want something small, clean, so let's move the frame. The next step is to make sure you unscrew these hinges. You can use a screwdriver or a drill driver. Now we want to take the mirror out and then flip the mirror over. And then we're going to measure the thickness of the mirror to make sure we have the correct screws to install this. Grab your see-through ruler. It looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch. So we'll be using these guys for today. Flip the mirror over again. Now we're going to grab some masking tape and tape the corners down. Find the thickness of this. We're going to do 3/4 of an inch and mark that down here. The next step is to measure the length of the mirror and the width of the mirror. Alright, I'm going to try to explain this the best way that I can. The width of the mirror is 22 inches and 1/8. The length is 44 inches and 1/8. So we're going to be adding 3/4 of an inch on one side and then 3/4 of an inch on the other side, which makes 1.5 inches added to the width. Same thing with the lengthwise, 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch makes 1.5 inches will be added to the length. Once we do that, your total should be 45 5/8, including the 1.5, and we're going to round that up to 45 inches and 3/4. For the width, it is 23 inches and 5/8. We round that up and get 23 3/4. The frame thickness is going to be 1.5 inches in total. 1.5 inches from the edge, and line this up and cut 1.5 inches strips. Match this edge to that edge and to this edge. Alrighty, now I'm going to cut down this piece into 23 inches and 3/4. The next two pieces are going to get cut into 45 and 3/4. We're going to wrap things up for today and we'll continue on tomorrow just because it's super late and yep. Now we want to make sure we cut all these at a 45-degree angle. When you're using a table saw, you want to make sure your good side is facing up and then your bad side is facing down. We're going to match the corners and then mark our 45-degree. The next thing we are going to do is join the pieces or join the corners. Long story short, the piece did not glue to itself. I add glue right here because this is the only point where it wants to glue down. And then when I add a piece of scrap wood, glue it on the corner. I'm going to clamp it down and let this dry up to 30 minutes to an hour. And then I'm going to do the next corner. While the glue is drying, we're going to find the placement of the mirror. I'm going to find the height. You can see my shadow, right? Okay, cool. So I'm going to find the height. Just stick my head and I'll mark a point right here. I'm gonna add 5 inches to that. Now I'm going to grab my L-square ruler, match it with the edge of the door, and I'm gonna square it across. It's been an hour, so we're gonna remove this. We actually want to leave this clamped in here, so leave that in place. And we're gonna work on the other side. So my mirror width is 22 inches and 1/8 of an inch. Find the center point, which is right here. Draw down the length, which is 44 inches and 1/8 of an inch. So mark that point. Square a line from the edge here. We're actually going to use the level and make sure it's straight. Check if there are any studs wall that I can nail them to. For this part, I already checked here and it says that there are no studs. So I'm gonna use my drywall anchor, I think it's called. I'm gonna pre-hole a drill so now I know where it's at. I'm going to repeat the same steps. I'm gonna make sure it matches at the line. There you go. It says there's a stud behind here, so I'm gonna use a 2-inch screw, size 8, and drill that into the wall. For this one, apparently there is wood back here. It just cracked. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did over here. The number 8 and 2-inch length screw and drill it right here. I'm gonna hang up the mirror now. Low-key heavy. So I'm gonna grab my mirror, lift it up. While that side is drying up, I'm gonna use this plastic wood paste and fill in these gaps. You want this to set in for approximately 2 to 6 hours, and right now it is 6 o'clock, so we're just gonna continue this on tomorrow. It's all dry, all the corners, so we are going to sand this with a sand block, 120 grit. But for the rest of the frame, I'm gonna use a orbit sander and just do the center. For this next step, you want to grab a damp towel and then just remove the excess. The next step we're going to do is spray paint the frame. Now that everything is all dry, I'm going to grab my sanding block and I'm going to sand the surface of this. And that's a wrap for today's video. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, write a comment if you have any questions, and remember to share this video to inspire anyone else. But thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.